were saying that, he recommended green coffee beans from the Andes. Like they're not supposed to do that. And also that they were giving false hope to people losing weight. Well, he never says not to exercise, but there were some studies where people lost a certain amount of weight over over a period of time. Even
I'm glad you mentioned this. Listen, everybody knows that coffee is a stimulant. Everybody knows that stimulants are what you give people to suppress appetite. And again, they don't like a respected medical doctor who has respected people on. Big Pharma is scared of him, and they know he's a good guy. I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't want to get him in more trouble. But the system already knows that Dr. Oz knows about the New World Order. Dr. Oz knows about Gardasil. Dr. Oz has tried to get stuff on air and been shot down by network lawyers, so they want to destroy him. And Kevin Trudeau was a charlatan in many respects. I didn't want him to be shot down because some of the books he wrote about herbs and stuff were accurate, in my view. And if they could shoot him down, they could then destroy Dr. Oz or anybody else. So, yeah, now they're going to go after people like Dr. Oz because he dares to be one of the few good things on mainstream media. And I'm glad you raised that point. So we should try to stand beside him. But, now they just intend for him to shut up. This is his warning. And if he doesn't shut up, they'll come after him. But what would happen if everybody started telling the truth? They couldn't get rid of every CBS reporter. They couldn't get rid of Dr. Oz. They couldn't get rid of Matt Drudge. They couldn't get rid of WorldNet Daily. They couldn't get rid of InfoWars. They couldn't get rid of... See, that's why we've all got to start our own media, and that's why we've got to support media that tries to tell the truth and breaks news. God bless you. I appreciate your call. Yeah, over the years, I've talked to a lot of people that, Dr. Oz, says he likes your show. Oh, Dr. Oz knows about a lot more. He's trying to get this on the air. So I've had a lot of guests on the show that have worked with Dr. Oz, been on his show, or done other things behind the scenes with him. And so I've always been told he's a good guy, and that's been evidenced. Let's go to Jonathan in Missouri. You're on the air. Thanks for holding. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jonathan. You're on the air from Missouri. You want to talk about the riots? Go ahead. Okay, we'll move on, see if he comes back. Mitchell in Oregon, thanks for calling. Go ahead.
Yeah, I like to
yes, sir.
Salute from us up here in Oregon. Look at you as a colonel, exposing so much, and we're so thankful for your courage and your ability to spread the word. That's a great thing. I wanted to ask you, have you ever heard of the 22-degree halo?
No, I haven't.
Well, that's a term. I haven't heard of it until recently either. It came from one of our local meteorologists, and it's pretty interesting. He said that they call it the 22-degree halo now when you can see the chemical halo around the sun. And they don't...
Oh, I have heard of a chemical halo because of all the barium salts, aluminum dioxide, and other things being sprayed that's being added to jet fuel. Even the pilots don't know. Yes, I mean, I was aware of the rainbow halo of chemicals that can also be formed by smog. So, yes, I was aware of chemical halos. I was not aware of 22-degree halos.
Well, it's not, he mentions it like...
No. I mean, we Googled it. It is a meteorology term. You're correct.
Well, he never starts it off with how they're much more evident after we have all these clouds shaped like serpents that come out of the ends of these airplanes. I'm old school. I remember looking up at the sky and seeing stagecoaches and bow and arrows and little things in the sky. Now all we see are these, like I say, serpent-shaped clouds that exit the tail ends of planes. And they're calling it natural.
No, I know. I mean, condensation trails never lasted more than a few minutes until the mid-1990s. And it turns out there's a guy that got a Nobel Prize in 1992, I forget the scientist's name, for having it added to the jet fuel, the patents, so that no one would know what was going on. It's done at the industrial level with the jet fuel. That's why you'll see a plane right by another plane not spraying it, and then it aerosolizes out of the jet turbines. People can look up those patents. We're going to come back and talk to Randy, D, Max, Mad Wit, and others.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, listen carefully. Sweeping changes to IRS policies will help more people than ever eliminate their tax debts once and for all. And now, I can help you reduce or eliminate your tax debts and end your tax nightmare. Hi, I'm Dan Pilla. I've helped thousands of people reduce and eliminate tax debts they couldn't pay. And after more than 30 years of experience dealing with the IRS, I can tell you there's no such thing as a hopeless tax case. And with the IRS's new policies, it's easier than ever to put your tax debt behind you once and for all. Call now at 800-346-6829 to learn how I can help you. You know your IRS debt will not go away by itself, but you don't have to live in fear anymore. Call 800-346-6829. Learn how I can help you eliminate wage and bank levies, release tax liens, and negotiate a settlement with the IRS that will put your tax nightmare behind you forever. Call 800-34-NO-TAX or go to taxhelponline.com. That's taxhelponline.com.
Clean water at home, clean water at the office, clean water on the go. The Berkey Guy has a Berkey water filtration model for anywhere you are and one that fits any budget. Thousands of satisfied customers can't be wrong. For free shipping within the U.S., go to goberkey.com or call 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653. Helping thousands prepare since 2005, goberkey.com.
You've been hearing about the in-home freeze dryer from Harvest Right for months now. Have you invested in yours yet? As you know, we live in a politically and economically troubled time. You should be preparing for an uncertain future today. Right now is the time to start freeze drying your own food so you can become self-reliant and less dependent upon others. To invest in your own home freeze dryer, go to harvestright.com. Hurry, supplies are limited. Again, that's a home freeze dryer from harvestright.com. And be sure to mention this ad to save $200 through the month of August.
Hi, I'm Dr. Edward Group. It took me 20 years of searching the globe to find the deposit of the highest purity iodine available. The new Survival Shield X2 is mined from 7,000 to 10,000 feet below the earth in pristine, environmentally clean conditions. The iodine crystals we use are extracted from an ancient 300 million plus year old deposit deep in the earth. It's the strongest nascent iodine on the market today. It delivers 650 micrograms per drop. Experience the new formula. Experience the ancient purity. Shield your family. Survival Shield X2. Available now at InfoWarsLife.com.
X2 from InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139.
Adam Miller here with Midas Resources. Today, August 8th, 2014, gold opened at $13.1340. A 1-ounce gold coin can be purchased for $13.6104, $6.8052 for half ounce, or $340.26 for quarter ounce. That's $13.6104, $6.8052, and $340.26.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? Wait a sec. Gold and silver is going up while Congress is trying to settle on the next debt increase. And there's no end to this madness. That old 401k and IRA can be converted into physical gold without tax consequences. I explained this in my book, 10 Reasons to Buy Gold. Don't let time slip away. Call for your free copy today, 800-686-2237. Get away from that Washington spin and get honest answers about gold. 800-686-2237. The book is free, 800-686-2237.
I can see for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles.
With DeAndre Smith. And this is exactly what's supposed to happen when an injustice is happening in your community. When you have kids getting killed for nothing. When they out here minding their business, doing, you can lock them up. You can teach them. You can mold them. At the same time, you ain't got to kill him. He ain't got no gun in his hands. Why you killing him? You say Trayvon had a hoodie on. You didn't know what was going on with him. He ain't have no hoodie on. His hands was up when you shot him. So what's your excuse? I was here. I was here. I was out here. That's all I can say. I was out here with the community. That's right. That's all I can say. I was out here standing side by side with the community.
Burn the goddamn city hall down today.
I mean, I don't think it's over, honestly. I think they just got a taste of what fighting back means. I think they got a taste of... Huh?
In St. Louis.
In St. Louis, the last state to abolish slavery. Do they think they still have power over certain things? I believe so, because they doing stuff like this and getting away with it. People ain't saying nothing. They're not doing nothing across the country. They not going for it here. St. Louis ain't going for it. This is how they eat here. This is how they receive money. Businesses, the taxes. Police stopping people, giving them tickets, taking them to court, locking them up. That's how they make money in St. Louis, right? Traffic, everything is all about money in St. Louis, right? So when you stop their flow of income, when you stop their whole, everything, their business, what they organize, they have certain things in a certain way, right? Secret society type of deal, right? We're gonna eat and you guys are gonna starve. Gentrification, put you in a certain neighborhood by yourself and see if you can starve in a proper way. It's not gonna happen, not in St. Louis.
You know, the funny thing about Mr. Smith is some of what he says has some truth to it, but it's not a white versus black thing, and burning up stores in the area will just make people leave the area and not give you jobs. I hear somebody off the corner say, let's burn down the city hall. But I guess in this country, Saudi Arabia reportedly attacked us on 9/11, if you believe the official story. So we attacked Iraq. So a cop shoots an innocent black guy, according to them. Maybe it's true. It's happened before. And so they attack shoe stores and grocery stores and people's houses. If there's a perception that a white person owns it. I mean, it's totally race-based. And then they think everybody else is race-based. Just bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. Randy in Texas on the St. Louis riot, which, again, is a portend of things to come, in my view. Go ahead. You're on the air.
Yes, Alex. Let me give you a little background information on the St. Louis riot situation and why I think the current violence and why St. Louis in particular may be the spark or the catalyst for civil disobedience, and ultimately maybe martial law. By the way, geography is important here because it's actually North St. Louis. I know you've said South St. Louis a couple of times today, but it is important that it's north of the city.
No, I understand it's north, but they also had some stuff in South St. Louis that got burned up, according to this mainstream news article I have here in the stack. Or some shops got looted last night in another part of the city. I mean, I've got an article that says that. Is that incorrect?
Well, no, actually, there were some threats in the more the center city or west city, which is more the.
No, I understand it's North St. Louis. That's where they had the armored vehicles rolling around a few years ago. Remember that?
That's right. Yeah, the DOD 2 years ago did the military drills about 5 to 7 miles from where all this violence has been taking place in North St. Louis, which is the town of Ferguson. But let me give you a little background. You ever heard of Pruitt-Igoe?
Yes.
Pruitt-Igoe is a large housing project, huge housing project that was built in St. Louis in the 50s. And in about 15 to 16 years, it was completely destroyed, and they had to tear it down. And it was housed entirely by African Americans. And they had to relocate all these people from this housing project. So they're very, very concentrated in these areas. East St. Louis is another area, but this in particular, north and northwest of this housing project, is where a lot of these black people moved to. And so it's really a ticking time bomb, if you will. And it just, when you start putting all these pieces together and starting to connect the dots, you can see that behind all of this, the feds and relocating these people and getting them concentrated and so forth and so on, you can see that, and then running these DOD drills just a few miles from there, you can see that this thing could possibly be the spark to this whole...
well, you know, it's funny that I just went to your call and then you said that. I'm going to come back to you after this report. I was going to dovetail the drills for martial law 2 years ago in the articles and reports we did with an Army PSYOP that was run previously and was going to make that connection, and then you just brought it up. So, Randy, stay there. I'm going to come back, and we're going to get into that, and then I'll come back to you for final comment on that subject. Stay with us.
We're on the march.